Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you've stopped by today. My name is Eyum, and on this channel I share with you the information and the inspiration that you need to overcome adversity. Today I want to talk to you on what I title Stop and Think, the power of reflection. The year is running to an end. I can't believe that this is almost the end of November. It looks like we just stepped into 2024, and as if just before a blink, the year is coming to an end. And I know that this time can become a very busy time for each and every one of us, because we are trying to just run to complete the targets that we've set for ourselves for this year. We are trying to make preparations for Christmas. We are trying to just make more money so that we can have a nice holiday. And we can get into this rat race, or rather we hasten our rat race because we've been in the rat race since the beginning of the year. But I want to talk to you today about the power of stopping and thinking. So stop and think. Have you been running through the year and you've not really had time to reflect? You know, there's this popular saying that experience is the best teacher. But I've come to discover that experience is not necessarily the best teacher. Experience becomes the best teacher when you reflect on it. So in other words, it is evaluated experience that is the best teacher, not just experience. So this is the 11th month of the year, which is almost rounding up. And very soon we're going to step into the last month of the year. So how has your year been? That is a question I want you to stop and think about. How has my year been? I want you to personalize that question. It's a question that I'm also asking myself. How has my year been? What has been my greatest achievement this year? What has been my greatest distraction this year? What am I proud of this year? What am I not so proud of this year? Who has helped me to make the most progress this year? Who has contributed to my success this year? What are the things that have been distractions to me and have not allowed me to achieve my goals? Those and many other questions are the reason why you need to stop and think. Many times we are told to meditate, we are told to reflect, but we are not told how to reflect. And I believe maybe next week I'm going to tell you more how to reflect. But just as a head start, I want you to write down some questions that you want to ask yourself as you are stopping and thinking. I understand the need for us to move fast because there are just so many things that we want to do. And many times I fall into that trap myself. But I've also come to discover that each time I take out time to reflect, to stop and to think, I get more results than when I'm so busy just running around helter-skelter, just trying to just achieve my goals. Because there is power in reflection. When you take time to reflect, that is when you are able to turn your experience into insight. Because that is when you now begin to go over the experience, see how the performance was. See, you are now able to see the reasons why you're able to succeed or not succeed. And you just discover that thinking is very powerful. Because it's not just that you are just reflecting now, but as you are reflecting, ideas are coming into your mind on how you can do better next time, or some area that you've been stuck for a while and you've just been running up and down, trying to get help from every corner. You discover that when you stop and you think, just ideas will begin to come to you, and you'll be amazed at something that you've been running around trying to figure out, fretting, wearing and stressing yourself out. Just in stopping, in pausing and in thinking, in reflecting, in going over your experience, a lot of insights begin to come to you. You begin to receive illumination because you have taken time to stop and think. Reflection is powerful. I've experienced it many times in my life. And what I often tell myself is that if reflection is so powerful, I wonder why sometimes I also neglect it and I just get into the rat race. Because each time I stop, I just discover that something that would have taken me maybe like 12 hours to do, I discover that when I stop and think, that light can just come. I can just receive that word, even in my heart, saying this is the way to do it. I can see clearly how to go about it. And something that would have taken maybe like 12 hours will just end up taking just 1 hour because I stopped and I paused. So even as I'm talking to you, I'm also reminding myself to stop and think. And actually, I have dedicated December for myself as a time of stopping and thinking. Thank God for all the festivities, but I'm really going to take time to stop and think, to evaluate my year so that it can help me to begin to plan better for the next year. Because what is the use of making New Year resolutions when you have not reviewed how you performed this year properly? It is only when you have taken time to review that you can know what you should continue to do, that you can know what you should stop, and you can know what you should improve on. So stop and think. Reflection is powerful. I'm just going to round up by giving us this quote. The quote is by John C. Maxwell. It says, if someone is going down the wrong road, he doesn't need motivation to speed up. He just needs to stop. If you are going down the wrong road, you don't need motivation to speed up. You just need to stop. So stop and think. And the interesting thing is that many times when we don't stop and think, we don't even realize that we are on the wrong road until maybe disaster happens. But you can avert that disaster by stopping and thinking. You have been speeding up throughout the year. I want you to use these remaining weeks of the year to stop and reflect on how your year has been. It is time to stop and think because there is power in reflection. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, why don't you hit that subscribe button now so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Remember, this is that place where I share with you that inspiration that you need to overcome adversity and those tips that you need for your personal and professional development. Thank you, and I'll see you again next week.